Hello, it's Sensei Joe here from Leighton Buzzard Kickboxing Academy, which you'll know because you're on our page, so I don't need to say that. I just want to say about laziness. I was talking about this today. Laziness, I don't think is a thing. Ooh, controversial. I think laziness, people say they're lazy or they can't be bothered when the thing that requires effort, the goal is not worth it, or the goal is not visible. So, thinking about martial arts classes, especially relating to children, can relate to adults as well, but more for kids. So, when it comes to children wanting to quit, as in they can't be bothered to do the class anymore, firstly, bit controversial. Because I think a lot of other martial arts coaches constantly post about not letting your child quit. I fully support quitting. I fully support the ability to say no, you don't want to do something that's not working for you anymore. That's a really powerful tool for the rest of their lives to say no to things that are not working for them. So no to a relationship, no to a job they don't want, no to a friendship. So that's totally fine. I think quitting is as important as starting, but as long as quitting for the right reason. So there's a few things that I've noticed about a pattern of when a child wants to stop coming. Firstly, is if it's suddenly it's too hard and they feel like they've got to put a lot of effort in to get to where they want to be. This is especially true for children who are naturally talented at most things. So if you've got a child that's pretty good at most things, maybe they're naturally athletic, they find it quite easy to pick up things. They might be in a number of sports clubs at school or other hobbies, and they're pretty good. They're pretty good at most things. Maybe not at a high level, but they can pick things up quite easy. Then they come to a martial arts class and they do for a while. They're naturally talented, they get through a few belts, and then suddenly they need to put a bit more work in. Now, this might be also applicable in the other clubs that they're doing. Suddenly, their natural talent would take them to a certain level, and natural talent will always be beaten by hard work and commitment. And dedication to perfecting whatever it is they're doing. So they'll come up against other children who maybe not so naturally talented, but really got a hard work ethic that will suddenly be maybe better than them. And in their mind, shouldn't be because they're naturally talented. This is a crucial time not to stop. So if your child is if that fits your child roughly, have a look at where they are in their training with us and speak to me about it, because it can be that they're not used to working hard for something, and this is the best time to push through and not quit, because they need to learn how to work hard for something. And it's my job and the rest of our coaching team, it's our job at the club to let the child see why it's worth working for something, why it's worth putting the effort in, how martial arts can transform your life in terms physically, mentally, confidence, strength, flexibility, and all of those things that you can take outside of the class, and also the community aspect and the social aspect. We want it to be fun and make friends. So there's all of that in addition to the physical and mental well-being. So if they're naturally talented, they suddenly feel like, oh, I don't want to do it, talk to me about it, because we can have a chat. I will always be available to have a meeting with you and your child, have a phone call to just dive into what the issue is. If they were suddenly doing all right and showing a lot of potential, suddenly just not wanting to do it. Often they're not used to having to work for something. The other thing is really common is if they've missed a lot of classes. So life happens, sickness, injury, all of that. It happens less when a child has been injured and returns. But what we have seen is if you take your child out of the club or something happens, life happens, they can't come to class for whatever reason, we're finding that they don't want to return. And it's often because they feel like they won't know anyone, they feel like they won't know their friends, and a massive reason is they feel like they've fallen behind. So this is not like normal school. This is the brilliance of martial arts. It's not like normal school. So everyone is always at a different level. A child can be the same level as an adult. That's why it's fantastic. You can have a child purple belt, adult purple belt, teenage black belt, adult black belt. 55-year-old beginner, 6-year-old beginner. So there's no falling behind in martial arts. It's not a race, it's not a rush to get anywhere. So give us the opportunity to allow your child to feel comfortable about returning if they've been off for a long time. And maybe don't assume that they'll just be okay coming back, because my experience is often they want to leave. And this was a child that was really enthusiastic before they had this long time off. The other reason is a genuinely good reason. They don't want to do it. They're not enjoying it. Fully support not doing stuff we don't enjoy. We don't push adults into doing stuff they don't enjoy. I wouldn't do something I'm not enjoying. And you don't always have to give a lengthy explanation. But if your child was enthusiastic, and then they're like, oh, I'm not enjoying it anymore, there'll be a deeper reason for it. One of the reasons is, and I always worry about saying this because I don't want to make anyone feel upset, but is where a child has got a lot of after school clubs. Firstly, you're blooming brilliant parents if you've got your kids into loads of different clubs. Lucky child, I say. But it will get to a point where one of those clubs needs them more in order to progress. Same for us. We have people saying, can we compete? But the child's training once a week. It's really hard for us to progress your child if they're only coming once a week and they want to grade and they want to compete. But if they've got multiple hobbies, suddenly they'll just have to give up one and I'm not enjoying it anymore because I'm having to learn so much. So fully into giving kids everything that you can. My mum and dad let me try loads of stuff, but they never let me try multiple things at once. I had to stick at something, and then if I didn't want to do it, I could stop that, but I couldn't start multiple things. So thanks, mum and dad. So I'm all for that. But just have a look. If your child has got loads of hobbies, sometimes they're just tired and they can't do all of them. The other thing is they might say, oh, I'm a bit bored. I'm a bit bored in the line work. I like doing this bit of it, but I don't like doing this bit of it. Totally understand that. I love hitting pads and I love sparring. But I also love line work and I love free forms and I love all of it, hence why I went into teaching. But the lining up in martial arts, it can be a bit boring for children, but it's one of the most important things. And the reason is in life, especially now, we're rarely ever bored. And we don't know how to sit with that. And all boredom is a desire to change your state. Is to just change how you feel, to do anything else but be bored. But boredom is really important to learn how to manage. Boredom in life often leads to real creativity, for one. But boredom, when they're in the lines, is really important because it teaches patience, discipline, focus, respect, because they're having to listen to the instructor give instructions to other children. And it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. But if they're getting bored in the lines, that's simply saying, I'm uncomfortable with this feeling. I need to be doing something else all of the time. And so it's not a good reason to stop coming. Line work is super important. It can be tedious, but we don't keep the kids in lines for very long. But trust me, it's a really important part of the class that we're just learning to listen, to be quiet, to be still, to be respectful, to be disciplined in the fact that we want to run about and we want to do anything else but stand here. But that teaches the real discipline of standing there, and that will be carried into other parts of their life. So all of those things need exploring before you decide that they want to quit. Before you let them make that decision, please talk to me, because my whole passion and all of the coaching team's passion for this club is not to get multiple new members, although we love new members. It is because we want longevity of students. We want people to stay throughout their life cycle, be it from very young to past middle age and beyond. We don't want people to stop. We are all about a community and friendship and having a laugh in class, but working hard and always sharing goals together, no matter where we are in our life, where we are in our grades. My aim is longevity, and we're very proud of the fact that we have such a large amount of high grades still in the club. And that's something we are super proud of. So yeah, please talk to us. Give us a chance to at least find out if we can help. And then if we've explored all those and they don't want to carry on, absolutely support the decision and we wish you all the best. Anyway, thanks. This is a long chat. All right. Thanks, Us.